Good evening. I'm Russell Lewis. I'm the Executive Vice President and Chief Historian of the Chicago History Museum. I have the great pleasure on behalf of the museum to welcome you, our distinguished guests, to the Designer of Excellence Award presented by the Costume Council of the Chicago History Museum. To begin tonight's program, it's my pleasure to introduce the President of the Costume Council, Kristen Noel Smith. Kristen.
It is a great pleasure and privilege for me to welcome you all tonight to the Chicago History Museum on this very special Costume Council occasion. We are gathered here this evening to honor legendary costume and fashion designer Bob Mackie. A most talented and successful professional, an unparalleled creative genius, a great friend of American arts, including television, movies, opera, and stage productions. Truly a one-of-a-kind, exceptional designer. The Costume Council proudly supports the Chicago History Museum as a leader in the documentation and interpretation of the history and the art of costume. The collection has grown to be one of the world's premier costume collections, with over 50,000 pieces dating from the 1750s to the present day. The Designer of Excellence Award was created by the Costume Council in 1992, close to 25 years ago, to reward visionary designers who have forever left their mark on the fashion world for extraordinary accomplishments and outstanding design contributions. We are honored to add Bob Mackie to the list of fashion luminaries previously celebrated by the Costume Council. And now it is my absolute delight to introduce you to our benefit co-chairs, Nina Mariano, Linda Johnson-Rice, and Robin Lowenberg-Tebbe. Thank you.
I'm sure you're all excited to get the party started, so let's jump right in. Distinguished costume and fashion designer Bob Mackie is best known for his opulent, exquisitely constructed garments. Mr. Mackie's work is housed in notable fashion collections such as the Chicago History Museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and the Los Angeles County Museum of Art.
Mr. Mackie is a 9-time Emmy Award winner, a 3-time Academy Award nominee. The Hollywood Arts Council bestowed upon Mr. Mackie the first Charlie Award for Fashion Arts. In 2011, he was honored again when the Otis College of Art and Design presented him with the Design Legend Award. Mr. Mackie is also a recipient of the Desert AIDS Project Humanitarian Award, which he received in 2010. In 1999, more than 200 examples of his work were featured in the retrospective Unmistakably Mackie at the Museum of the Fashion Institute of Technology. It is with these accomplishments and many others in mind that we are honored to present, actually we are thrilled to present Mr. Bob Mackie with the 2016 Designer of Excellence Award.
Joining Mr. Mackie on stage tonight is Hal Rubenstein. Mr. Rubenstein has brought an uplifting message to women's fashion over the course of his illustrious career as a fashion editor, designer, and author of 100 Unforgettable Dresses and the Looks of Love. Let's harken back to 1971. The first glossy magazine Hal wrote for was a new publication called Model Circle. Guess who the subject of his first published interview was 45 years ago? None other than Bob Mackie. The full circle of this relationship unfolding here tonight in Chicago gives me the chills. Hal's distinctive editorial voice is respected throughout the fashion community and has been featured in such noted publications as The New Yorker, Elle, Vogue, Vanity Fair, Details, and of course, In Style. He has received numerous accolades, a CFDA Award, Fashion Group International Stargazer Award for Lifetime Achievement, the ACE Award from the Accessories Council for Excellence in Journalism, just to name a few. And now, please give a glitzy, glamorous welcome to my friend and mentor, Hal Rubenstein, and the legendary Bob Mackie.
I'm delighted to be here to interview this gentleman. We've talked several times over the past decades, and it never gets dull, and it's always fun. Carol Burnett, Cher, Diane Carroll, Anne Margaret, Bernadette Peters, Beyonce, Barbie, Jennifer Lopez, Joan Collins, Shirley MacLaine, Diana Ross, all of the Supremes, Liza, Oprah, Madonna, a couple of other people whose names are singular. Okay, Angela Lansbury, Jane Powell, Joan Rivers, Tina Turner, Barbara Streisand, Sharon Stone, all of the Jackson 5, Flip Wilson, David Bowie, and Liberace, and that's a short list.
I didn't dress Liberace.
Yes, it says you did. Yes, you did.
That's a lie.
Okay. Okay. All these people and so many more in a singularly sparkling career. And no matter how different these performers are, or their gender, each outfit that Bob Mackie did shared something in common. So the obvious question that I'm going to begin the evening is, what is glamour? Why are we so captivated by it? How do we achieve it? And why does it never go out of style?
Is that a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, glamour. Glamour is such a strange, odd thing that you can't put your finger on it sometimes. You can put the fanciest dress on and have the biggest hairdo and wear the most diamonds, and maybe you're not really that glamorous.
So where does the glamour come from?
It has to come from you. It has to come from a confidence and the thing that makes you feel good about yourself. And then you get dressed up and they'll say, wow, she's glamorous. The Pope is glamorous. Let's face it.
If I had those robes too, I'd be glamorous.
Yeah. No, but there are people that were just automatically glamorous. Marilyn Monroe was glamorous in a towel. She just couldn't help herself. Shirley Temple was glamorous, and she was a little kid. There's just something that comes out of you. I think when we talk about glamour, she can walk in her t-shirt and jeans and her cowboy hat on, and she's glamorous.
But she usually
Can't help
didn't.
herself.
But she usually didn't wear a t-shirt
Right.
and jeans. What was it about Cher that none of them, not just created a bond for you, but gave you that freedom to do anything with her?
Well, to begin with, she didn't look like the ideal starlet movie star of the time. She had a perfect body. I could take a piece of matte jersey and boom, 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 sew this together, do this, get me some fresh orchids, and I'd put them in her hair, and everybody'd faint. She could look African American, she could look Middle Eastern, she could look Latina, she could look any number of things. So I would be doing 30, 40 outfits a week for her, which was just crazy.
Oh my God.
The one kind of dress probably was the one she wore to the Met Award ball that night. And that was very exciting for me at that point in my career, that Cher would be on the cover of Time magazine, which only had world leaders and political people.
everybody was there. It was the Hollywood exhibition. And they walked in, and it was just like, there was this path that just carved through the middle of the mat.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
That was a good memory.
Thank you. As you can see, I did receive my Academy booklet on how to dress like a serious actress.
Well, you know, we all thought, oh God, this could really turn on us. But the next day, every newspaper in the country had her on the front page. She was giving an award to somebody. She's not even...
But remember...
The last 30, 40 years, whatever it is, it's in the paper every year.
In the 70s, there were 3 great shows on the Strip. And of course, Elvis was naturally one of them, Liberace was the other. And then...
She's amazing. She's a brilliant actress. She's from Chicago, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on stage, she was kitten with a whip. What the hell happened?
Well,
when she
that's,
would
you know,
walk on
that's that
stage?
thing that people get these images. And as a costume designer, it was always my job to dress Anne Margaret as Kitten with the Whip. If I dressed her the way she really was in real life, she'd probably be in a little gingham dress.
Exactly.
You know, sitting at home with her kitty cats.
She had one of the most elaborate shows in Vegas at that
She
time.
did. Hers was one of the first big
Yeah.
ones. And then they all started. All the little wonderful lady acts. She really
The
did.
museum actually has one of her, we saw it this morning, has one of her red beaded dresses
Oh
here.
yeah, it's upstairs.
Show it to you. To me, this is the greatest comic dress in the history of television. It really is. This is really your longest association, is with Carol Burnett.
Well, we did that show for 11 years, and then I worked with her many times after
Yes.
that. But this went on for 11 solid years, and it was fabulous. The people on it were amazing and talented, and everybody was very together and not crazy at all. We were there to do a good show, and it was my job, you know, to make it look good, and once in a while get a laugh.
Did the writers ask for this, or did you come up with this?
No.
That's what I want to know.
They just said she took the drapes off the window, went up the stairs, and came down dressed in the drapes. Well, you know, and everybody had seen the movie a million times, and they all I don't know what they didn't know what to expect. And, you know, we got that laugh. We got one of the biggest laughs ever recorded, you know, in television history.
I just saw it in the window and I had to have it.
And it's still to this day. It's amazing. That outfit's in the Smithsonian.
Thank you. I saw it in the window and I just couldn't resist it.
I always wished in my dreams I could dress Audrey Hepburn, although she had a pretty good designer to start with. Edith had got herself in a lot of trouble with that one, but nevertheless.
She stole an Oscar.
Well, you know.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you the story then.
I know the story. Anyway,
wanna
Audrey
dress.
Hepburn was the one that I thought was just gorgeous and fabulous. And I look at her movies now and I thought, she's like an angel. She's like the stylish angel, if there is such a thing in this world. I think very often I lost jobs because they thought, oh, all he knows how to do is belly buttons and flash. You have to have fun in your life, and it's okay. I've done all right.
Thank you for this part of the evening.